content warning, cursing, and a bear attack. The dream.
Hi, my name is Laura. I am also recording from our basement in Richmond, Ontario, by a nice little cozy fire. So I think this dream happened when I was around maybe 21, something like that. I was in my old apartment on Baseline, and I remember I was dreaming about, there was a convenience store by our old family house that we used to go to a lot with my siblings, and I was there, and behind it, there's kind of like a steep hill that you can see the Ottawa River that like goes down to the river. So I remember I was like at the bottom of that hill behind the convenience store, and I was in a tent. And I remember like very clearly, like I could see the sunlight coming through the tent, which like normally is relaxing for me because I love camping. And I was eating Lima Beans inside of the tent, which is like a strange detail. And then pretty suddenly the tent was being attacked by a bear, and I could like feel like very clearly getting like slashes and like the sting of like what I imagine being mauled by a bear feels like. So that was pretty distressing. And then after that whole incident, I was apparently fine. And I went up to the convenience store, but it was like a bigger store, and it was like a Walmart or something, but it was still in that same location. And I got like my family or whoever, a couple people, to like come out behind the convenience store to like show them where it had just happened. And so I remember standing like the back door of the convenience store, and I had everyone, I was like, look, oh my gosh, I was just attacked by a bear. So I showed them, and then down where that had occurred, like at the bottom of the hill by the river, there was like still the tent, I think, but my older brother was there and looked like he was dead and had been mauled by a bear. And it was horrible. And then I woke up and started crying, and I had to call my mom. And that's all that I can remember, I think.
What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
The first thing I wanted to make a quick note of with this dream was that in Laura's intro, she says that she's also recording from her basement in Richmond, and that also is because I had just recorded a dream with her husband James, who is from episode 16. Something important to tell me, that one, the face melting mannequin. Anyway, so that was why she says also. Yeah, Laura's dream about bear attack.
Another dream about bear attacks.
I know, another dream about bears just being bad news.
Yeah.
I really think in Canadian minds, it's like the way, unless you're picturing being murdered by a human being, if you're picturing a violent death by some kind of living thing, it's going to be bear, you know?
Yeah, it's true, because that's what does it. I mean, not frequently, but...
Not frequently, but it's what you grow up with that as a realistic idea that you could...
like it's a thing that can happen.
Yeah, just in your casual life, going out in nature, you could end up getting attacked by a bear. You have to know.
And she knows this because she camps in presumably Ontario, where you need to hang your food in a tree so that you don't attract bears.
Yes.
Like, that is just a fact of life.
Yeah.
So, but in this instance, it's behind a convenience store.
Yeah, in like the west end of Ottawa.
I mean, okay, like the first thing that like I was thinking of, which I don't know how it really connects to everything, but like a tent behind a store to me is like homelessness.
Interesting.
Like in an urban setting, a tent behind a convenience store.
Yeah.
Like nobody's just camping there.
That's interesting. I mean...
But I don't know what that means about everything else.
Yeah. I mean, okay, without thinking, because we're going baseless, without thinking too hard about what I do know about Laura as a person. Not, she's never been homeless, so it's not that. That's not what I'm thinking about. But like, you know, I think she had this dream because she described that she had to call her mom once she had woken up, upset about it. I feel like she had this dream at some point in adulthood, you know, once she had moved out of her childhood home. But everything in the dream is very childhood related. You know, it's like she's at the convenience store that she went to when she was a child. She's in a eating Lima beans. And like the detail of Lima beans is really funny to me because I feel like I've never thought of Lima beans as an adult, but they are something that for some reason I ate when I was a child. Like
interesting.
Like she and I probably ate them together when we were children because she's my oldest friend.
Yeah, the kind of thing that Avalon and Laura were friends as children.
Yes. So like probably, I don't know, like maybe Lima beans have a similar kind of significance to her, which I have never thought of for myself, but that they're a childhood food. And, and so anyway, so all of this has to do with childhood things. And then, you know, like the idea of homelessness, although I would not have made that link, that could have been a link that is like, you feel kind of homeless when your childhood home no longer exists for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And just generally moving into adulthood, like you are being displaced from the comfort and familiarity of the kind of like support systems and everything that you had as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, okay, maybe it's kind of that. It's realizing that and feeling, you know, at risk because you're kind of alone from your original supports. But then also like looking, like when she's up and with her family and looking back down at the tent and see that her brother there, like the realization that it's not just her that is experiencing that, like her siblings are also probably going through exactly the same thing, or
right, because
they had the same childhood as her and also are adults now and probably also have the same like memories and then sense of separation and loss from their childhood experiences.
Yeah. And you know, maybe it's significant that it's her older brother who is there and has been actually attacked and maybe killed by the bear. It's like the older person is, the farther away they get from that sense of having a home in your childhood and being connected to all of the things that were comforting in childhood. And so her looking down and seeing that he got attacked when she was attacked by the bear, but she got away. Yeah. And so for the older sibling to be the one who was eaten by the bear or killed by the bear, like, you know. Yeah,
he's like been more completely severed from that childhood existence.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
It's kind of sad.
It is sad. So what's the bear in this instance? The bear is like time and growing up.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. That's an intense one. I've had sibling death dreams before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. You don't have siblings. I don't know how common it is. I feel like often. Have you ever had any family member death dreams?
No.
Okay. I think I have with every member of my family, except I don't think I've ever dreamt of my mom dying. But they're always very intense dreams because usually within the dream itself, it's not like the person dies and then I wake up startled. It's like I go through a whole grieving process within the dream.
Wow.
Whereas with this one, it sounds like she sees him. There's this like surprise and horror because within the dream, we didn't even know he was there.
No. I mean, yeah, it sounds like she didn't. I mean, yeah. Yeah, like who knows if she was ever there. Maybe it's just empathy.
Oh, that's interesting. Like the whole part in the tent, you know, it's just her imagining him going through it.
Yeah.
And she only later recreates this memory that it was her there because once she sees him hurt, she's picturing that experience. Whoa.
Too much?
Dreams are so crazy. Who knows, you know?
Yeah. Who really knows?
Now I'm just left thinking about Lima beans. Maybe that's what I'll title this episode. Just
leave nobody with any
sense. Well,
good clues about what it is.
I can't draw a bear again. We've already done that.
No, I know. I'm in support of the lima beans. Lima beans as a symbol of youth.
Of childhood. Did you ever eat lima beans?
I certainly don't remember them from my childhood, no.
Yeah. They're very soft. At least the canned ones. Very white. Strikes me as strange now that they're called lima beans because they're probably named after Lima, Peru or something, and it's just a mispronunciation. Do you think that that's true? I wonder. Anyway.
Something to research after this episode.
Get out your Google. Or if you're listening and you know the whole etymology of lima beans as a term, get at us. Let us know.
Yeah, get in touch. Fill us in. Who knows when this information will come in handy in the future. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. Help us keep making this by subscribing to and reviewing the podcast wherever you listen to it, and following and liking us on social media.
If you love this, you can support us on Patreon.
We will reward you.